I was a modern-day boxing champion, but during a match I fell victim to my opponent's dirty tricks and accidentally traveled through time to ancient, just in time to witness a prince being hunted down. Before I could even figure out what was happening, I found myself surrounded by a group of assassins. I had no intention of getting involved and turned to make my escape, but the assassin leader not only insisted I was the prince's accomplice, but also claimed to be the #1 assassin in the realm with a bounty worth a full 5,000 taels of silver. So I suddenly stopped in my tracks and asked the prince about the value of money here. To my surprise, the prince said his bounty could buy 2 estates in the capital. Upon hearing this, I simply threw a single punch, and the assassin leader flew dozens of meters away and passed out on the spot. Then I flashed toward the other assassins. With just a few clean and efficient moves, everyone was lying on the ground. Even the prince got knocked out by my casual strike. While the prince was still unconscious, I kept chanting spells at a moonlight treasure box and carefully arranged formations with tree branches. I even rammed myself into trees, but still couldn't return to the modern world. When the prince woke up and saw these strange behaviors though, he thought I was mentally unstable. He still wanted to hire me as his bodyguard because the court was currently controlled by the second prince, and the prince couldn't even enter the palace. He desperately needed a master like me for protection, but I shook my head and refused outright. However, having just traveled through time, I was penniless, unable to even afford basic food and shelter at this moment. The prince slowly pulled out 3,000 taels in banknotes, promising that if I escorted him to his destination, he would add another 10,000 taels as payment. Soon, the two of us were happily eating noodles together, unaware that our expensive attire had already caught the attention of bandits. Before we could finish our noodles, we were foaming at the mouth and passed out. When we woke up, we were already in the bandits' lair, tied up tightly. However, I simply exerted a little force and broke free from the ropes, then landed a heavy punch with my backhand, knocking down the mountain bandit who rushed at me. I thought the bandit leader would charge up to avenge his underling, but the next second he dropped to his knees, begging for mercy, claiming his mother was gravely ill in bed, requiring expensive spiritual medicine for treatment, so he was forced to become a bandit and rob people. The prince thought this excuse only an idiot would believe, yet I actually fell for it and promised on the spot to get the bandits money for medicine. The next day, at this moment, the bandit leader seized the opportunity to ask me to be their boss, and I agreed without a second thought. So the prince quickly pulled me outside, trying to persuade me not to trust them. It turned out all the banknotes the prince gave me were fake. As soon as I tried to withdraw the money, I would immediately discover the truth. Given my explosive temper, he would definitely be in trouble then. But I was thoroughly enjoying being the boss, so I raised my hand and punched the prince again, ordering him to withdraw the money tomorrow, no matter what. Seeing that his persuasion had failed, the prince had no choice but to put sleeping powder in the wine and find a chance to trick me into drinking it. After I fell asleep, the prince planned to quietly throw away the banknotes on me, but he searched my entire body and found nothing. Then the prince suddenly remembered during the day I had pulled the banknotes from my chest, so the prince had to gather his courage and reach toward my chest. Just at that moment, I suddenly woke up.